Listen, so I am so excited to be going on this experience and this trip with Yvonne Pointer and Bob Ivory and so many other community partners and players and our scholars to Ghana. I'm looking forward to this opportunity. I was excited when Dr. Robin Simmons came and tapped me on the shoulder to say, hey, Anthony, we want you to go. And what we want you to do specifically is to help create that experience virtually to connect our families to what their scholars are going to see when we go to Africa.
And I'm excited that you all are going to be joining me for this trip to Ghana, West Africa. This will be my fourth time going, fourth time. And I remember my first time, which is your first, right?
This is my first.
I remember the first time going, and I just cried like a baby for many reasons. Because when you get there, you're going to sense how blessed you are, because you're going to see in certain places poverty that you never see, but then you're going to see such fellowship and love. So it was almost like confusing,
Yes.
how are you this loving and this happy and you don't have what I have. And when I left there, it made me want what they had, and that's just companionship and fellowship, things like that. So I think it's going to be beautiful. Your life will never be the same. Never.
For me, I want to be able to take my story over to theirs and be able to have their story and take it back home with me. Like, I want to learn new things about other people so they can learn new things about me. So I'm really excited to.
You know what? I see you because of your artistic ability and your ability to put things down on paper. I see you being able to write an excellent story about this journey that we're about to take and really bring it to life in a book for somebody else to pick up one day and read. So that's the excitement that I have. I'm full of excitement for you. I'm full of excitement for us all, because I believe that you'll be able, and Miss Pointer is so excited about you going, because she's like, she went to my writing class. And so you doing that, I think it's going to be powerful. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to taking my own sketchbook or journal to take like a story with me on my way there.
I expect to see the better side of Africa, because when it's on media, it's represented in a negative way, always showing some type of poorness or some malnourished kids or anything. I just want to see some beautiful parts of Africa, learn the cultural differences, learn what they do different from here in America, go overseas to them and see how they view us and how we view them and what they're really like in person, because it's way different than America. I heard that they're really more, polite, they're more understanding, smart, because they're really intelligent. Because in America, these people just throw away education. And there, they take the education seriously. So that's what I respect about them.
Let me go back just a little bit, because when my daughter was murdered in 1984, this is how all of this got started. There was a boy there in Ghana named Anthony Tate who found a piece of paper on the ground about her homicide and wrote me a letter. That single ripple effect is what has launched what you're about to see here. They invited me to come because they're doing this great work in her name. Schools and education and feeding, all of this is being done in the name of Gloria Pointer. So the first time that I stepped off the plane, and they were literally saying her name and singing an anthem, and they had T-shirts with her name. I'm like, wait, what is going on here? So I came back to tell people about it. And it's almost unbelievable that you can find a piece of paper on the ground around the world and it transforms lives. And now you get to be a part of that transformation.
I'm locally known as Dr. David Whitaker, PhD, Esquire. I'm a graduate of Case Western Reserve University, Cleveland Marshall College of Law, which has just been recently changed to Cleveland Law College. And one of the things that I have noticed over the years And I think it's not just over the years, it goes all the way back to Carter G. Woodson's The Miseducation of the Negro. We are still being miseducated no matter where we go, primarily because we don't have a cultural foundation to what we are being taught so that we can see ourselves in the center of the conversation. No matter what the subject matter is, the subject matter always highlights the contributions of Europeans as the centerpiece of the subjects that we study, whether it's mathematics, whether it's science, whether it's engineering, no matter what it is. It seems that we find ourselves on the periphery of these conversations. And what a trip like this does is it immediately dispels many of the myths that we have been enculturated to believe. For example, that we are less capable, we are less creative, we are less responsible, we are less organized. And so a trip like this gives us a fresh look at ourselves from a historical perspective to know that all of the things that we enjoy in the Western world, we will be able to see the same things in Ghana. They just won't be quite as pretty, they won't be quite as expensive, but it will be clear to our students that the Ghanaians and their African ancestors were not living in trees. They were not functioning on the periphery of society. They were the movers and shakers, the creators of things. And to me, psychologically, this will bode well for the students in a number of ways, but the two principal ways would be they will hopefully begin to see themselves as the descendant of people that have always made contributions and always utilized the environment around them to move themselves forward. Second, they will not feel any sense of inferiority that is oftentimes perpetrated against our people by commercials, by movies, by TV productions. It seems like we're always the odd man out, the least celebrated, the most maligned. So students will begin to see that they have a reason to be proud of themselves. And they have always had a reason to be proud of themselves because their ancestors were not dummies. They were not lazy, they were not stupid, and they had skills that we still use today, and we see evidence of things that are foreign to us that are known by every culture around the world. So this will give us a cultural connection that will help us to feel like we are in good stead if we're on the top echelons of the societies. And we should be on the top echelons in the companies that we might work for, the endeavors we pursue, because we will see examples of excellence, we will see examples of determination, we will see examples of making good with very little, and it should help to propel our young people into a new consciousness where they look at themselves in a mirror and know that they have a lot more to work with than the society often tells them that they have available to them.
Sign me up. I'm passport ready. Let's go. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's made a difference to make this opportunity possible, for our scholars, for our travelers, to make this experience one that everyone will never forget. Now, I'm excited also about the fact that this will be my first time going out of the country. So me, just like some of the students, I'm going to be I'm going to be like a sponge, absorbing everything. But before we even get to Africa, we're going to create an experience right here in Cleveland, Ohio, for all of our students, where they're coming from CSA, from Bedford, from Warrensville, and for some of our other adult travelers, where we want to partner with some individuals who are from Ghana, who are from Africa, and be able to interact with those individuals and those families here before we even get there. And then when we get to Africa, listen, our students are going to perform. They're actually going to showcase some of their talents and their skills to the students there. And then those students are going to show some of our scholars here some of the things that they do in Africa. So we're going to be able to each one teach one opportunity. So we're going to bring some of that culture and customs and experiences back to America. Listen, I'm excited. I know you're excited. Cleveland to Ghana. I'm here for it.